Voila. Okay.
Yay!
Hey, welcome to episode 134. We got a guest from AXA who's going to talk about a few things. And we got Holly, who's also going to talk about things. Well, we're going to talk about, renewable energy and save the planet. That kind of thing. But just a few things before. I want to share that we have a few news. So the big thing is that we got Quarkus 3.2 released last week. And I think that, like I say, the biggest news in here is that we also announced that it'll be so until now we've been releasing Quarkus about every 4 or 5 weeks, and we will continue doing that. But we will now mark some of these versions as long-term support. That is, we're going to maintain that branch with bug fixes, security fixes, and critical fixes for a year. So to become, there's a version that for those who need that can stay on and have some flexibility and stability in that kind of sense. So that's a new thing, and that's the 3.2 is the first version that we do this for.
And that's the minors that come every 4 or 5 weeks, isn't it? Because the micros seem to come really fast.
Yeah. So we do 3, like 3.0, 3.1, 3.2, 3.3 has been like on about a month release. And yeah, we have releases, I think, every week or 2 if you count it up. But yeah, we'll have 3.2.1, 3.2.2s, that kind of thing. But yeah, when I talk about the month of release are the ones that we add features to, which is the 3.2, 3.3, 3.4. And the important thing is to say that we plan to continue doing that because it has enabled us to add new features and adapt to reality and the real world moving. But we also realize that other scenarios, it's a good thing to have a more stable version that has bug fixes and CVEs for a longer time, and that's what we will do here for the 3.2. And then other things that are big in here, we have fixes and security, and the platform has the CXF, so web services added in. There's experiment for component testing and a bunch of other things. And actually, my favorite one is this one. So the X key in dev mode. When you now click it, it will open the IDE with the project. So when you do Quarkus Dev, you just click X. You don't have to stop it and then start the IDE.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then a bigger thing is we added the thing we call build time analytics, which has been a long time brewing, and that we wanted to find a way that we could get an idea about what version of Java, what version of GraalVM, what combination of extensions are actually used, because we don't have a way to do that. And it's been like, when we had to drop Java 8, and recently we had to figure out with Java 11, what did we do there? And it's like it's a hunch. It's like, maybe we can do it, maybe we can't. So we've always wanted to kind of collect information. And honestly, this is not like, we don't care about individuals here. It's just general trend. What are people actually using? So what we've done is that we've added built-in analytics, which is done by the way that when you run Quarkus Dev mode, it'll ask you a question saying, hey, do you want to share anonymously like some basic users data? You say yes, then we will send a little packet when you do dev mode or build, and we will then see, okay, at least on people's laptops or wherever they develop, what kind of technology stack are they using, and that will help us to, once we go forward, again, because we want to release fast and early, kind of see, okay, for example, I can tell you right now, in the last week, we've got the data. Java 17 is the majority major JDK version. But I'm actually already seeing there's bigger uptake of Java 21 than I expected. But again, it's early days, but that's the thing. We want to see a trend over time. So that's the kind of thing that this is adding. So again, it's fully opt-in. So you have to say yes. If you say no, we don't track anything. But we, of course, encourage you to do it because it helps us to actually move and see what's actually being used. Also, like, are you using Maven? Are you using Gradle? What version are you using? Just to see, okay, what is actually happening, which unfortunately is very hard to get that information. So yeah, so no, that's the big thing. I think that covered it. But it's fairly big. I think the CXF, the fixes, the 3.2, and its long-term support, and we now can, everyone has a way to give us feedback on what is being used. Is quite a big deal. So it's a big release in that sense. Cool. I think that was it. As always, if you have questions or thing, you can put it in the chat, and then we will put it into the conversation. So I'll give the word back to Holly and Guillaume on how to save the planet. Basically.
Cool. Yeah, I can do a little introduction of our guest because I'm excited about this one. So I often speak about the zombie menace in our data centers, which is, servers that they're not actually doing anything useful, but they're running. And so then that means that they're consuming electricity, which is bad, but then they're also tying up RAM and they're tying up hardware. And so then it means that has a financial impact, and that also has an environmental impact. And so often, when I do these talks, I sort of, say, and, this is the problem. And then I get to the section of the talk that says, here's how we fix it. And then it's kind of a little bit awkward and blank. And, the best answer I usually have had in the past is things like, well, maybe you could home roll a script to turn your servers off. And it's a little bit unsatisfactory. So when I was at Devox France, I saw a talk from Guillaume, and he was talking about a tool he had written, which is much, much better than a home rolled script for handling this kind of problem. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this. And I think the floor is yours, Guillaume.
Thank you very much. So thank you for having me today to talk about DailyClean. I'm really, really excited to be here with you both today. I have some slides for you to explain you what DailyClean is. So as you said, Ollie, there is a little problem of carbon emissions in IT. It is a bad news, but the good news it's there is a room to find proper solutions to decrease your carbon emissions. And maybe DailyClean should be one of these solutions for you. And I will explain you how. So just to quickly introduce myself. So I am Guillaume, and I'm a machine learning engineer at AXA France. So you will have a lot of French accent today, and I'm really, really, I will try to do my best to give you the best English I can give. I am mainly a Java developer, and unfortunately, because of my new job as a machine learning engineer, I am cheating on Java, and I'm really sad. And it's a really complicated relationship because sometimes I still love Java, but sometimes I love Python more, and I hate myself, and I hate Python. So it is a really complicated relationship. But I am still mainly a Java developer, and I will explain during this presentation what is my job as a machine learning engineer. I have the opportunity to teach machine learning operations to data scientists at the University of Lille, because I come from Lille, so it is in the north of France. And I'm a big fan of Nine Inch Nails. I really love music, but Nine Inch Nails is the best band of all time. Just little words about AXA. AXA is a worldwide insurance company, and there are a lot of entities all around the world. And I'm actually working in France, so at AXA France. now to introduce you DailyClean, what DailyClean is, it is an open source tool developed initially by AXA France, and its aim is to help you to save your resources by turning on and off your Kubernetes workloads. So the zombie services you described only just now. So it is working with Kubernetes, and you can shut off your Kubernetes workloads. It's working with OpenShift too. You can turning on and off these workloads on demand or with a simple plan. A simple planning. So there is a scheduler in DailyClean, and you can shut off your environments every night and during the weekend, for example, when you do not need them. It is good for your green IT and your FinOps objectives, as you said, Oli. And one thing I would like to tell you is that DailyClean is actually mandatory at AXA France. So every Kubernetes projects have to use DailyClean. And that's why I'm here. It is developed with Quarkus and GraalVM, and I will explain you why we chose these technologies for DailyClean. So first, I will make you a little demonstration. If you want to do the same demonstration, you can do it in your local machine at home. If you want, you just have to go to the DailyClean page on GitHub, and I think there is a getting started section here. You have to install in your local machine a local Kubernetes cluster with Docker Desktop or a Minikube as you want, and here you have some scripts, some commands to run in your favorite terminal, and that's it. You're all set to enjoy DailyClean. For this demonstration, I will use an OpenShift because it is more visual and because I love OpenShift. I will set my my environment. Sorry, I didn't do it before. It is quite the same commands that the one you will find in the GitHub pages, but I have a little surprises for you with these ones. So I will set my environment. So here it is, as you can see here, a development namespace. So I will assume it is a development environment. So I will be, I will play the a character. I am a developer and I'm working in my development environment. So right, I'm all set. All right, so I will zoom here. So what I have here in my development environment, I have here some web services. There are simple bootcamp, Kubernetes bootcamp. I have duplicated them 3 times. So you have here bootcamp 1, bootcamp 2, bootcamp 3. I promise they do not mine Bitcoin, so you can deploy it in your local cluster. I have here a simple MySQL database as a stateful set here. I have, of course, DailyClean, which is a web service here, but I will talk more about it later. We will ignore this guy because it is used by OpenShift. It is the web terminal, so I will ignore it in my demonstration. And what could be a proper development environment if you don't have a good boomer shooter installed on it? So here I have a Quake 3 instance. We could play it together, but I think we will not have the time. So
I'm sure Quake 3 was the major use case for OpenShift when they designed it.
Yeah, I think, I'm sure, I'm pretty sure of it. I would like to thank Sébastien Blanc to give me this configuration file to run this Quake in my development environment. So thank you, OpenShift, to running my Quake instance to play with my friends and my colleagues. Yeah, so that's my development environment. And here I have my DailyClean project. So I will open it. Let me just split my screen by 2 here. and zoom out so you can see what DailyClean is doing in real time. So as you can see here, DailyClean is deployed directly in my namespace. So here, the first piece of information you can find is the name of the environment namespace you are working on. So the first thing I can do here is to turn on or off my environment on demand. So here I have a green light here and the current status of the environment, which is started. So I will click on off to turn my environment off, click on submit. There will be some magic, and as you can see, my workloads are currently are terminating, like my Quake here. So sorry for those who played during this presentation, but the game is not available anymore. And I have my 3 boot camps, which are currently terminating. And yeah, that's it. So I have a red light here, and the current status of my environment is stopped. As you can see here, I have my DailyClean API, which is still running. It is because we don't want DailyClean to commit suicide. So we add a simple piece of a simple configuration. I will show you this configuration later, but you can ignore certain workloads you want to keep always on. It's the case of DailyClean, obviously. Yeah.
Like a label, please don't kill me.
It's nearly the case.
It reminds me of the children's story where it like turns into a rock and then it loses I think it was like a donkey who turned into a rock and then he can't turn himself back into a rock because he eats a rock, so he can't hold the wishing stone.
Yeah, that's it. And yeah, so it is a configuration, special configuration. I protect my web terminal here too because it's I have to use it during this presentation. So yeah. So now I can turn on my environment. Click on submit, and as you can see, my environment is restart. As you can see here, the current state of my environment is in progress. It is during my Quake is starting. So I will let it start properly, and I will show you the next segment of this page. So Quake is start. So we are saved. So in this table, you will find all the deployments and stateful sets which are deployed in your namespace. So here you will find my DailyClean API, my 3 boot camps, which I promise do not mine Bitcoin. Here I have my video game. Here the web terminal and my MySQL database. So DailyClean, is working with deployments and stateful sets. So my database was shut off and shut shut on and turn on. Sorry, and obviously the data in your database will still be recorded because it is recorded in a volume. So there is no risk to lose your data by shutting off your environment and your database here. As you can see, we have a few colors. Here it is blue. When it is blue, it means that this deployment, this workload is currently running. When it is orange, it is starting or stopping. And when it is red, it means that it is stopped. When the workload is black, it is because it has the label, please don't kill me. So you can see it here in this table. You can have some useful information about your workload, like the resource limits, for example. In this, and you can find the name of the container, the image of the container and its tag. Here you can find the number of replica needed for this workload, for each workload, and the number of pods started for these workloads. It could be useful. And here you will find an estimated cost by month and by year for each workload. The formula to calculate this estimated cost is configurable, and I insist on the fact that it is just an estimation. It is not the final bill you can find at the end of your month or your year. They are just estimations. But we think it was a tool, an educational tool for developers to see how many their workloads cost. Here you can find the sum of all the costs, the estimated cost. In red here, you can find what you will pay if you, or again, they are just estimation, but what you should pay if you are not using DailyClean. And in green here, you will find what you should save if you are actually using DailyClean. Now the amount of money is set to 0 because I have not configured the DailyClean scheduler. So actually, DailyClean estimate that you are always you will keep your environment always on. So if you want to see some numbers here, more than zeros, you have to configure the DailyClean scheduler. And you can do it in this configuration section. So I can set the starting hour of my environment and the days I would like to my environment to start. So because it is a development environment and because I hate to work during the weekend, I will choose this configuration. So I will start my environment automatically only from Monday to Friday at 7 a.m. And I can set it the stopping hour. So I will set it to 4 p.m.
Danish working hours.
Sorry?
Danish working hours.
Oh, yeah, Danish. I don't know, but yeah, I think so. I will set some French working hours by 10 because 7 a.m. is too early for me. But by doing this, as you can see, when I configure this start hour and this end hour, I add my savings here, and by reducing the window of activation of my environment by set these starting hours to 10 more French working hours. As you can see, I increase the saving. Obviously, the savings I can reach with DailyClean. There is another configuration I really like, and I suggest often to DailyClean users. You can disable the starting hour. In that case, your environment will never be starting automatically. It's really useful for staging environments. Staging environments are used, I think, 3-4 times a year. So in that case, I will maximize the saving I can do because DailyClean estimates that you will nearly never using your environment. And if you want to use it, you just have to turn it on manually. And if you forgot to shut off your environment, DailyClean will automatically stopping it at the end of the day. So it is the configuration I personally prefer for some environments.
Okay, you might have mentioned it, but does DailyClean run like one per namespace, or can it do multiple, or what's the?
It's one per namespace. And
okay, so here is you start this up, and then it will just kill everything in this namespace unless it's been.
Yeah, the scope of DailyClean is only the namespace, and it was for security purpose because I like to give to product owners or to developers or Q&A teams this page, and we would like to to secure the extension of some environments, because we think it is useful for other people than just DevOps or
Are you
developer.
saying that when you bootstrap a new project, it always comes with a DailyClean, so you can? Is that the way you guys use it, or?
Sorry, I don't hear you.
I think the way you use this is that a DailyClean is that. Well, I'm just guessing that you have like a standard template for a project.
Yeah.
And then it includes DailyClean.
Yeah.
Then
At
it
AXA
starts up,
France.
but then it will help you from day one.
Yeah, at AXA France, actually, we are using GitOps for set our environments, and we have templates and for each project at AXA France. DailyClean is automatically set. There is just one thing we don't do. It's this configuration, and maybe we should set it to automatically, when the first time you launch DailyClean, set a simple scheduler. But it is one thing we're working on. But yeah, we have some templates to for each namespace automatically install and set DailyClean.
Cool.
Yeah, that's it for the demonstration. I have more slides for you. If you have some questions, maybe we can talk about it. If not, I can follow this my slides.
Yeah, I'm still amused by the putting it one per namespace to avoid the situation where someone decides to be ecological and turn off all of their colleagues' workloads.
Yeah. We thought it was it could be a situation. So yeah. And it is simpler to for because I will explain how DailyClean is working, but it is working with the Kubernetes web service API, and to manage roles and rights for a service account. It is simpler when the DailyClean is in the namespace. So we thought it was there were a lot of arguments to doing like this. But yeah, I can imagine people would like to work on their environments, and oh no, my environment is stopped. But who stopped my environment? So yeah, we had to handle this situation. So now I would like to shortly tell you why we developed this DailyClean solution at AXA France, and I will quickly focus on my machine learning engineer job. So basically, my job is to follow and help data scientists to make their machine learning solutions working properly in production. Mainly, our solutions are real-time solutions, so they are web services. So we help them to make their solutions working great and be scalable and developed with the good practices. So we help data scientists to achieve their use cases. Sorry. So here you have a workflow. This use case is an optical character recognition for a French identity card. And as you can see here, because before doing this step of optical character recognition, we have a lot of other steps before. And because these steps have specific requirements, hardware requirements and software requirements, like maybe a different version of Python or specific libraries installed directly in the operating system. And sometimes these steps should be scaling in different way. We chose to first design this kind of solution as microservices. So each step here is a different microservice. And because we need to install some library in the operating system, we chose to using containers because they meet our needs. So that's why we chose to obviously using Docker and Kubernetes to orchestrate these containers, and which is obviously OpenShift. So more precisely, it is not a simple Kubernetes; it is an OpenShift at AXA. And this OpenShift, so we have an OpenShift platform managed directly by AXA. By the group AXA, and the group AXA gives this platform to each entities which need it, and we are billed by the amount of memory we are using. So each project is billed by the memory it is using. So the estimated cost you saw before in the DailyClean is based on the memory footprints of each workload. And if I would like to quickly focus on FinOps, when we started to develop our first machine learning solutions, real-time machine learning solutions, and started to deploy them in this OpenShift, and we made some projections through each environment until the production. We saw it was really, really expensive. I can't show you the real amount of money, but to give you an estimation here, this is for 2 use cases. The cost for each environment until production. Again, we calculated with the amount of RAM of memory, we used, and when we do the math and the estimations, we saw it was very, very expensive, and it should make our solutions in danger because the return on investment was really, really bad. So by doing some optimizations, of course, and by using DailyClean, finally in production, we and for all the our environment, we divided the final bill by 10, and it was a real joy.
That is really impressive.
Thank you. Yeah, we were very, 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 very happy, and we have a lot of work to do. Sorry.
I'm just saying, cloud isn't cheap if you forget to turn it off.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've seen one statistic for like cloud for public cloud as a whole, and it says the cost of not turning things off is 26.6 billion, which is just
it's huge.
It's so big, and it's all waste, right? Like that's the annoying thing. It's not like cat pictures or something where it's kind of useful, even though it's kind of not. It is pure waste.
Oh yeah. It's a shame. So maybe using DailyClean will divide this 6 billion by 10. Yeah. If I would like to do some global observations and step back a little bit and zoom out a little bit from my my machine learning perspective, and give you observations we have done at AXA, and maybe you can do the same with your company in your IT. This demonstration was made by Julien Alsig, which is a FinOps expert at AXA, and I think it is quite relevant of the problem. Usually, and I will assume a lot of things, but it is quite near of the reality of what we saw at AXA. Usually, until DailyClean, we let our applications up 24 hours per day, 7 days per week, and 12 months per year. But often, maybe 95% of our applications are used by agents in insurance, and these agents are like me, they are like you, they do not like to work during the night. So their applications are only need maybe in a window of 12 hours per day. It is a big day, and if we just keep our application just 12 hours per day, I think we have maybe 99% of people who are working on it. Agents are like you, are like me. They do not like to work during the weekend. So in France, actually, so often our applications are only needed 60 hours per week. And if I take an average month with 20 working days during this month, our applications often are only needed 240 hours per month. When you're assuming this and you are doing the math, finally, in that case, if you let your applications always on, we can observe that your applications are not used 12 hours per day, obviously, 4.5 days per week. So the 5 nights and the 2 days of the weekend. And if you report it per year, 7 months per year, your applications are not used. If I calculate it in percentage, 67% of time your applications are not used. They are burning coal and gasoline for nothing, and it's not fun. So yeah, it is time to do what I saw in your presentations, Oli. It is time to perform some light switch ups. Sorry, I took your formula, but I think it is perfect. And just to explain this picture, it is a French joke. This guy here is a character from a French advertisement for an energy supplier, and this guy is a father, and his son is called Arthur, I think. And Arthur always forgot to switch off the lights after leaving a room. And this father follow his son and switch off the lights and yell to Arthur, Arthur, c'est pas Versailles ici. In English, it means it's not Versailles here. Versailles is a big castle, luxury and magnificent castle, supposedly with lights always on. So this is the joke. So yeah, it is time to do light switch ups, and DailyClean, it's a goal of DailyClean, obviously. So quickly, how does it work? Because I see time flies. I will go back to my demonstration here, and I will shut off my environment. And how does it work? So here you have a job. So when I click on this button and I click on submit, it creates a job here, a DailyClean job stop. And this job creates a container with a Python script in it. Sorry, we will change it. Maybe we will use Quarkus to perform the same thing, but initially it is a Python script. And this Python script is working with the Kubernetes API web service, and it is looping on all your deployments and all your stateful sets, and sets the number of replicas from X to 0. So it is a one-click scale to 0 tool. I promise you, I will show you the way we configure the workloads which are ignore. So this is my please don't kill me label. So it is, but I think we will rename it because it is funnier the way you propose it. So yeah, you just have to set this label, and obviously DailyClean will ignore this one and this one. I'll go back to my developer view. When you turn on your environment, it is the reverse. You have a job here, and it will loop on your deployments and your stateful set, and it will set the number of replicas from 0 to 1. And to schedule the start and the stop, we are using cron job here. So there are simple cron, and when the cron is reached, it will create the same job you saw earlier. So here it is a cron job for DailyClean stop. So it will create automatically a job which turn off my environment. And I have the same if I create my starting here. So I will have here a cron job here. So that's it. It's quite simple actually. If I sum up quickly, it's just DailyClean is basically a cron job who creates a job which executes a Python script and who set the number of replicas to 0 or 1. And if I look back, zoom out a little bit, it is a front developed in React by Guillaume Thomas. It is a web service developed by myself, and this web service creating cron job and job with the Kubernetes API. You may ask, how does it work if you have more than one replica in your workload? I have bad news for you. DailyClean is a stateless solution, so it will not record the state of your namespace before stopping it. If you have more replicas than one, so my use case is simple, but if I scale my workloads, I have to use besides DailyClean continuous deployment solution like Flux CD or another. So at AXA France, we are using Flux CD, and maybe in the near future we will make DailyClean API more stateful, and but it's not the case at this time.
It might work nicely with an auto-scaling solution too, so that it could sort of, when it starts up, it could auto-scale to tune it to the right volume for what you need that day.
Yeah, we could do this way too, and but in my demonstration, it was not the same case. But yeah, you're absolutely right.
And that would be quite a nice way, actually, of fixing a problem with a lot of auto-scaling algorithms, which is that they tend to be quite eager to scale up because they don't want to give you an outage, but they're quite hesitant to scale down because they don't want to give you an outage. And so then if you sort of had it in combination with DailyClean so that you reset it once a day and then it has to scale up again the next day, it could be really nice.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
It feels like something that should actually be in Kubernetes, this kind of thing. Like, hey, start up with like these limits of don't run at night or that kind of thing.
Yeah, it really does. I think so often with these things, right? Like they sort of start off outside a platform, and then it might be in like 2 years we're like, whatever, we don't need this anymore because it makes it either into the platform or into something that's quite platform adjacent, like Backstage or something. But like that you have to have the innovation far outside the platform, and then everybody goes, wait a minute, this should be on the platform. This is something that we obviously need, and we don't each want to be home rolling it, because I think that's what happens now. Is like everybody has to write their own scripts, and it's not like the scripts aren't necessarily that hard. But it's just that when every single organization has to write them, it's wasteful.
Yeah,
you're right. So yeah, as I said before, and I would like to focus on this topic too. DailyClean is running directly in the namespace for security purpose, as I said before. And the downside of this solution is that DailyClean is replicated on each namespace of your cluster. So that's
Are you taking that into account when you save money, that you're spending money on running DailyClean?
yeah. It's the case. We do not like this solution to be worse than the problem we're trying to solve, and we would like DailyClean to be cheaper. So that's why we needed, when we brainstormed about the choice of the technology we will use to develop it. One need was to have the lower memory footprint as possible with our DailyClean. That's where Quarkus comes, and so to sum up our needs, we would like to be easy to develop, because I am not the greatest developer of the world, so I like when it is easy to develop, and easy to maintain, because we knew we would like to share this solution with the community, and as I said, with the less memory footprint as possible, because we don't like DailyClean to be a problem.
So how come you use Python in the scripts?
Yeah, we use Pythons just to be quick, and I think it is not the best idea, but because the Python scripts, it's not. Yeah, I forgot to mention people. I didn't develop the Python script. It was Thomas Le Marchand and Pierre-Henri Gache, who are DevOps in our teams, and they write the script in Python. But I think we will change it to use Quarkus instead. I think it is a good way to do it.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I think too. So we chose GraalVM for its marvelous feature, the ahead of time comparison. Of course, you see me coming because with the generation of native image, we have the lowest memory footprint we can have with Java. So we chose GraalVM. Actually, we are using Mandrel, not GraalVM, but Mandrel, to generate our native images. And yeah, when we when we made some benchmarks of how lowest were our native image with memory footprint, it was a real blast. And each time it is I won't say here some big words, but we were amazed. So I would like to show it by this lovely GIF. And now the choice of Quarkus. There were a lot of reasons we chose Quarkus. When we first developed DailyClean, it was in early 2020, I think, and at this time there were not a lot of frameworks working out of the box with the native image generation, and it was the case of Quarkus. And because I didn't want to, I repeat my need. I want it to be easy to develop, so I will not do it in plain Java. So we needed a framework, and Quarkus worked with the native image, and it works very easily and instantly. The first native image I generate for the first time, boom, it worked instantly and with no runtime exception. So it was really, really impressive. And Quarkus is supported and maintained by Red Hat. So it was a relief to us because we knew Quarkus was properly maintained and supported. It is simple to learn, simple to use, largely documented. I was not in a known territory when I first come on Quarkus. There are a lot of useful features and libraries directly ready to use, like the Kubernetes client and its stats library. It's working, boom, first time, instantly. I developed the server side of this solution in few days. I think 1 of 2 working days. So it was very, very quick to handle Quarkus. Obviously, it's fast. Quarkus help us to make greener solution applications, Java solution, and Quarkus is used by other AXA entities like Switzerland and Germany. So again, we were in confidence when we choose Quarkus.
Very nice.
Just a few words on serverless, because I would like to focus a little bit on it, because sometimes people come to me and tells me, well, I don't see the sense of DailyClean. DailyClean is useless because of serverless. And I don't know why people tell me that. Serverless is a great solution, but it can't be the unique solution, I think, to me. So, for example, sometimes I can't use serverless. And how about my databases, my Redis cache or my Kafka broker? I think it is hard to perform serverless in this case. So I think it is good to using both. And I would like just to make a simple slide about it. So sorry, I lied. I have a second slide about it because just a little advertisement. We developed another tool at AXA France, which is currently open source. It is SlimFast. I'm really proud of this name because I found it, and it is a small function as a service solution we use at AXA France, and I will not talk more about it because it is developed in .NET. But, so to conclude, quickly, one thing I would like people to keep in mind is that often our applications at AXA France, and I think at AXA, sorry, and I think it should be the case for other companies, applications could be shut off at least 67% of time in France, actually. But I think it should be the case somewhere else. And DailyClean can help you to keep your resources consumption under control. It is good for your wallet. It is good for the planet. It's working with your OpenShift and Kubernetes projects, and it is most of all open source. So it is completely free. You can try it. You can use it. You can download it. You can fork it, and please make some feedback on it. And I think that's it for my presentation.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that was easy.
Yeah.
So, I missed it. Like, how is it actually?
Oh, I think you just froze, Max.
The configuration. Sorry?
Yeah, I think you need to. We lost you, so I think you need to repeat the question.
Okay. I'm saying that maybe I missed it, but the configuration is just the space, and then does it just automatically figure out how to start and stop these things, or is there anything you give it?
Sorry, I don't hear you. Sorry, I was distracted. Sorry.
Yeah.
Excuse
I'm
me.
saying the configuration, does it just automatically pick it up, like what is already running, to know to start and stop it, or how does it do that?
with the installation of DailyClean,
Yeah.
you just pick the get installed configuration in the page, and you will have an example of how you can set it, and you will have to set the start and stop by hand, but it will a full solution for you. So you can pick these configurations and try it. And as you can see, I install the DailyClean very quickly in my environment. Of course, you have some service account configuration to do, because DailyClean will loop on workloads and will create jobs and cron jobs. But you will have you have example of configuration in your in our GitHub page.
And I think it's a little bit too like what Guillaume was saying earlier about how if you start it and stop it, it will come back with not necessarily the same number of replicas, because that bit of storing the state about what it stopped isn't there yet. So some of it is going to be just sort of using the Kubernetes APIs rather than having a model of the application in DailyClean itself.
Gotcha. I actually got a question from a comment or a question. So a reader says he developed a similar feature for one of his projects, did opposite on a demand environment building instead of our kill switch. And yeah, we had a Quarkus insight about this. That's a long time ago. But he's basically saying, why did you choose this behavior of having a kill switch in your namespace rather than having on-demand dev environments?
It's a very good question. We tried to find solution. Actually, at AXA France, before deploying solutions, containers in a container as a service platform, we use an Azure platform as a service platform, and it was the way we choose to perform some DailyClean too. We developed a solution. We shut off the different service plan of our platform as a service solution. So I think we just have replicate the same features with this container as a service DailyClean, this Kubernetes DailyClean. And it is not a proper answer, but
I think I can add something too. I think both definitely have their place, but I think the use case for DailyClean might be slightly broader because it goes past dev environments to production workloads. Because I know often when I visit like banks and that kind of thing, they have a workload that is only run as a batch job at the weekends, but it stays up all the time. And they have a workload that is only run in office hours for their, for their agents, as you said, but it stays up all the time. And so you could use an on-demand technology for that kind of workload too, but it, sort of two sides of the same coin, and that, maybe you do start by having it up and then you say, okay, we manage when it's up because it really isn't needed.
Also, it depends on the different dev teams, because for example, in my own experience inside Red Hat, we have these on-demand dev environments, but A, they are slow to start up, and B, they shut down when I don't want them to. I might not be working at the same time as. So having this, I like this. The way I see this is DailyClean is good for, hey, you create your project and you can tweak it as you want, rather than I have to go and talk to someone and it can be fitted into your whatever business problem or team dynamics you have. I think both make sense. Like for some, it's very easy. For others, it's like it's tedious to get that to work. So and I want to highlight Alan says, he says it was a nice presentation, and
Merci Aurélien.
We have enough French. We need more of. No, it's good. If anyone is on a call. Like, we are very curious to hear from anyone, whether you're friends or not, on stuff you use for. So yeah, I'll make sure everyone understands that. Yeah, no. So what I'm hearing is that you got DailyClean is used, and you want to add this missing. Oh, I'm not sure the missing feature, but you want to add this kind of recording of what parts are running, so you can replicate it easier with less and less config, I guess. And that makes sense.
Well, we have a good roadmap, and we would like to create an operator for OpenShift. I think it could be a good solution, a good option.
It's
yeah, sorry.
No, I think it was just noise on the line.
Oh, right. And maybe in the near future, DailyClean will be used by other entities at AXA. We are working on it, so it should be a global assets at AXA, and we are currently working on it. So
And then
that's cool.
operator could definitely make sense. Of course, then you lose the ability for teams to have the same level of control, but you could probably figure something out there. But
yeah,
very nice.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank
you. An hour inside. Oh.
No. I think we're good.
We have I apparently have a network connection, so I have a lag of a few seconds. But awesome.
And who is it? Does one of you have a bird? Or
everyone who is it? I have a bird. Yes.
Okay, you have
apparently
a bird.
That's just
I couldn't figure out if that was your network or if it was a bird.
No, I've had it for a year and it's been quiet, but suddenly the last week, a month, is starting to chip in, and it's on the most inappropriate times. So
because it loves DailyClean, and that's
why. Yes, that's why. Awesome. Thank you, and see you next time.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
See you.